Hello bakers, it's time for your technical challenge, which today has been set for you by Paul. Paul, any words of advice?
This is quite tricky, this challenge. Watch your timing. Merry Christmas.
For your technical challenge today, Paul would like you to make a festive sausage roll.
How's that? Festive?
No, you interrupted. Festive sausage roll wreath.
All right, so today we are going to go ahead and make that sausage wreath. So instead of sausage, what we're going to do is we are going to use ground turkey, just because we are taking this to a Christmas party and some of the people there can't actually eat sausage or have pork. And then we are going to make the cranberry sauce to go with it. So let's get started. So to start off, we are going to start with the pastry itself. So for the pastry, we have a 1/4 cup of butter. You go ahead and add the butter.
Okay.
There we go. And then we have 2 cups of flour. You want to pour the flour in?
Okay.
Alright, so then what we're going to do is we are going to work this with our fingers. Just kind of pinch the butter into the flour itself until it turns into like a butter or a breadcrumb substance per se. So we're just going to go ahead and start pinching. Can you help me pinch?
Okay.
As you can see here, it's kind of like a breadcrumb mixture. It's like thicker clumps of flour mixed with the butter. So now that it's evenly dispersed into like breadcrumbs, what we're going to do is we're going to add 6 tablespoons of water. It's going to be between 6 and 8. We're just going to keep adding tablespoons of water and then mixing it in with the dough until it becomes like a doughy ball that we can actually work with. So we're just going to go ahead and start adding that water in and then mixing it as we go. Okay, just one more, and then we're going to start mixing it, okay? Alright, good job. Alright, and then we're going to mix it in. No, don't eat it.
Just take a bite.
Did it taste good?
Of course.
That's good. As long as it tastes good, that's what we're going for. Alright, we need to add some more water. Can you add some more water?
Wash my hands.
No, don't wash your hands. You need to add water.
And take off my hands.
Yeah, we'll wash your hands once we're done making the ball. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to eat it, sweet. Does it taste good?
I take fire on my hands.
Now we got a little ball here of flour. So then we're going to go ahead and roll this out into a rectangle. My little helper here might do that for me. And then in the meantime, while she's rolling it out per se, I am going to go ahead and grate some butter. So we are going to use about 1/2 cup of butter. The butter itself is frozen. You want to use frozen butter, that way it grates. If you use butter just from the refrigerator or soft butter, it won't grate. So the mat wasn't working out very well, so we're just going to use the counter, flour the counter, and then just roll it out.
You're done? You're done?
Not yet.
You made the ball go.
Hmm?
You made the ball go.
We're rolling the bowl out. Alright, so now we're going to add about 1/2 of the butter that we grated here on top, and then we're going to fold the side of it. So go ahead. You want to add the butter? Put it right there. Good job. No. So now we added about 1/2 the butter. What we're going to do is we're going to fold one side over, and then fold the other side over, and then we're going to roll this out.
I butter.
And once we got that rolled out, what we're going to do is we're going to add the rest of the butter. Put it right there.
With butter.
So then we're going to go ahead and fold the other 2 sides in. And then we're going to roll that. Smash it down a little bit. And then we are going to wrap this up in some foil and then put it in the fridge to get it cooled so that the butter doesn't melt on this. And then we will come back to this. While the pastry is in the fridge, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start the filling itself. So we're going to start with 2 onions. These are just chopped up, diced onions. And then we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to go ahead and add about a tablespoon of butter. So we're just going to saute the onions until they're soft and caramelized. basically translucent. Now that the onions have caramelized, we're going to go ahead and add about 2 garlic cloves. Here we just have minced garlic, so I'm just going to add what I would believe to be about 2 cloves. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette. And then we are going to continue to saute this until basically the balsamic vinegar has just about evaporated. So it's not going to take long at all. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set this to the side and let it cool. All right, so for the mixture, what we're going to do is we are going to use about 1.25 pounds of ground turkey. Typically what you do is you would use pork loin and black pudding. About a pound of that would be the pork loin, and the other quarter would be the black pudding. But since we are making this pork free, we are going to use ground turkey. And if you do choose to use the traditional black pudding and the pork loin, what you would do is you put them through a food processor to basically grind them down like this is. So all we're going to do is add our cooked onion mixture from earlier into the bowl. And then this dish does have to be gluten-free as well. Here, instead of breadcrumbs, you'd add 1/2 cup of breadcrumbs. Instead of breadcrumbs, we're going to add 1/2 cup of brown rice flour. And then we're going to just mix this all up by hand. And then that is ready for the to put in the middle of the pastry itself. After the dough has been in the fridge for about 30 minutes, you go ahead and take it out, and we can go ahead and get started on creating the wreath. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll it out. Okay, before I start rolling this out, full disclaimer, earlier when we made the dough, we made it with actual all-purpose flour. Then we went back off camera, made it with the brown rice flour. The brown rice flour does have the gluten, so it's not keeping it joined. The reason why we're using brown rice flour is because gluten allergies for the party that we're taking it to. So it is super hard to work with. It just wants to fall apart continuously. So rolling it out doesn't really work. So really you just want to kind of push it down with your hands to try to get basically what you want is a long rectangle. If you do use the actual all-purpose flour, this you can just roll it out. It's super easy to work with. Okay, so that should be good. Then what we're going to do is we are going to take the turkey, kind of roll it, try to get it into a cylinder shape, and then just place it in the middle there. Alright, there we go. Alright, so for this, I'm going to use a spatula on this. For the other one, with the all-purpose flour, we did not need to use a spatula. The only reason I'm using a spatula on this is because that it just wants to fall apart. Alright, and then you're going to fold over one side. And then you want to fold over the other side. Where your two ends meet. And then you can just kind of pinch it together. Okay. And then once you get it there, flip it on its side. And then we're going to cut it 3/4 of the way down. Actually, we are going to put it on the baking tray first, because if we don't do that, we ain't going to be able to pick it up. Once you do that, then you just twist and then have it so that the turkey is on the outside, or sausage if you went sausage route. And then do make sure that you do have space in between each one of these sausageries, like folds or whatever you want to call them. If you don't, you will get rawish dough in between. So you just need to make sure that you have enough gaps so that all the dough around it cooks. There you go. And there's the sausagery. So now what we're going to do is we are going to bake this in the oven at 400 for about 40 minutes until basically, in this case, since we're doing turkey, you need it to reach, I believe it's 175 degrees. But then basically cook it until the meat has reached the temperature that it needs to be for safe consumption, and the dough itself should turn a golden brown at that time. For the cranberry sauce, what we're going to do is we're going to get a saucepan, and we are going to heat up 2 cups of cranberries. Just dump those in there. Half a cup of sugar. About a tablespoon of allspice or 2. And then usually you would use a port wine, but in our case we don't have any port wine, so we are going to use an aramella, which is just a white wine. Basically you can pretty much use almost any wine really would work, but port is the traditional way to make it. So then what we're going to do is we are going to heat this up on the stove, let it cook into a jam, and then it will thicken up as it goes. So what you want to do is basically just cook it until the cranberries themselves are soft. Just to determine if they're soft, you can just grab one and push it to the side. As you can see there, it kind of smashed, so it is soft. So basically that's all there is to the cranberry sauce. I will say it does smell exactly like Christmas. So we're just going to pour this in a little side dish and use it as the dip for the sausage wreath. Alright, so here we are for the taste test. We have a bunch of volunteers who wanted to be on the channel, since we did take this to the party, like you said. So who wants to try it first?
Allie will go.
Go for it.
Alright. So we've got a nice buttery flaky crust here going on. And some sausage action. That didn't really break very well. Alright, first bite. A big bite.
Alright, Dad, you're in charge. Get her.
Sausagey.
Even though it's turkey.
Turkey.
But it tastes like sausage, so that's the goal. Yep, yeah, go for it. Ellie, do you want some cranberry sauce?
You want my mine?
Okay.
I did this one.
You see all these people, you're like, all these people, and then
Get it a little
good.
white.
Very good. Crust kind of crumbles apart, but it's very moist and
Beautiful.
very good.
that's kind of like Charlie White.
You want to try it? I like the balance of the sauce and the sausage. Jam and sausage. I should say.
Are you scared?
Oh, very delicious.
Basically turned out pretty good actually for our gluten-free option.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Hey.
Solid.
Sit.
Sarah ate the whole thing.
All right. Good. We have a winner.
Alright, so there you have it. If you like this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when new videos come out. Until next time, see you later.
Thanks for watching.
Go say hi, Bean.